dear ones. Even though you have internalized joy and moved beyond 3D, you continue to foster fears of yesterday, to hold on to a seemingly never-ending panic of what will probably happen given your Earth history. Your 3D fears have increased 3D lifetime after 3D lifetime, providing you with a safety net of sorts. If this happens, surely this will follow. A safety net of fear. To waylay fears of the unknown, you created a framework of fear. Perhaps that is a bit difficult for you to comprehend, for your thoughts are that your safety net of fear is the reality of your being, and joy and love are merely possibilities. For you have had little Earth experience with extended joy or love. Granted, you perhaps experienced love within your family or with your friends. But even that love was cautious, ready to be examined through eyes of fear when someone or something did not fulfill your thoughts of what you needed in life. Your needs were based on someone outside yourself completing you. Whether that was a spouse, child, friend or job. That as long as you had that piece in your corner, all was right with your world. But when that piece or those pieces were lost, you returned to your fear-based safety net. One that told you that that was all that there was. That you should not have expected long-term joy or love. So it is that because of recent global and personal activities, you find yourself returning to 3D beliefs of fear and lack. Such is to be expected, for that is the pattern you diligently created to acclimate to the heaviness of 3D. You have moved beyond that heaviness, but you have not yet created a new safety net, a new history of love. You will, perhaps not at the level of constant expectation as will be true for future Earth generations, but much more than is now true for you. Many of you have had your fears displayed the past few days or months. It is quite natural to return to feelings of loss and fear, that is, quite natural in a fear-based Earth. But you are shifting Earth from fear to love. So you are finding that that which was once a given, loss of love, power, financial security, peace, contentment, or whatever feeling, is allowing you to reevaluate how you experience this loss or fear in your new being. It is a redo of your fear in a new base with new outcomes. But of course, as you enter this fear-based redo, you cannot allow yourself to revamp your outcomes immediately. You likely need to stew in fear for a bit before you find your anchor in love and joy. This is redo time. You are addressing those deeply hidden fears you created in 3D Earth to anchor you to that Earth. Now that you are a new being in a different place, you are readdressing those same fears in love and joy. Perhaps you do not yet comprehend how you will do so, but you will. For that is the piece you are now addressing. And you are discovering that applying your old fear tactics does not move that fear any place other than more deeply within you. You are forcing yourself, if you will, to find a new way to clear 3D fears you have likely hidden from yourself. You cleared the big pieces of your fear months ago. The fears you are addressing now are those that continue to rattle around within you, preventing you from experiencing love, mostly self-love. For if you review the fears you now are enmeshed in, those fears are likely related to how stupid, lazy, not lovable, wrong you were, or are. Self-love issues. For eons, you did the best you could in an almost impossible situation, moving from universal love and joy to the heaviness of 3D Earth. Now that you are of 5D, it is time to remove any fear, any lack of self-love that ties you to an Earth that no longer exists. You are rapidly moving to a different Earth with different frequencies. Frequencies not compatible with your fears. And therefore, not compatible with 3D ways of clearing those fears. The only way to move through those fears now that you and Earth are of different frequencies is to expect the best outcome and to forgive yourself for being brave enough to live in a 3D environment. Even though many of you created numerous lives on Earth to experience the beauty and emotions of Earth, most of you did so to prepare for this Earth transition. So you accepted pain and fear, much as a soldier does, to help his or her country. You are universal beings who sacrificed much to prepare Earth for this time. You accepted Earth as your pilot project of a never-before-attempted total transition of multitudes and a planet. To do so, you needed to be part of Earth, This you have done so well you are now almost believing that fear is your being, even though you have sparkles here and there, that fear is your common element, your go-to emotion. So it is you are addressing those fears that you needed to adapt to a heavy 3D Earth so that you could be part of this all-encompassing transition. And so it is you are slowly, in your minds, realizing that fear is not your base of expertise. You are love incarnate, and have been since your inception. Allow yourself to express that love to yourself most of all. So be it. Amen.